Have you noticed how Hollywood glamorizes the Renegade Cop? I mean, think about all the police television shows and movies that you watch, and it's the most common scene in all the movies is the cop's been out there doing something abusive. He gets hauled into the chief's office. The chief says, "Okay, that's it. You're off the case." And what happens in the very next scene? He's out there working the case on his own in direct disobedience to the chief. I was doing police dynamics training a number of years ago in the state of Indiana. And when I went back to the hotel room that night after a full day of training, I'm zoning out by flipping through the channels on the television set, and I came across this documentary on the Discovery Channel or some channel like that, and it was about police television shows and movies. And they were going back to the good old days, like One Adam 12 and Dragnet and Elliot Ness and the Untouchables. So it caught my attention. And then about halfway through, the commentator said this. He said, at about 1980, something happened with these police television shows and movies. And all of a sudden, the heroes were no longer the honorable, upstanding, virtuous officers. The heroes became the renegades. He said it all started with the Dirty Harry movies. You know, Inspector Callahan. Now, as much as we love the character that Clint Eastwood played, think about the message that it sends to our young officers. Now, let's see. 1980. That'd be about 30 years ago, wouldn't it? So that means our young officers that are 21, 22, 23 years old, when they come into the profession, this is all they've ever seen. They've been raised on this stuff. And unless they're watching Nick at Night, they think that's the way it's supposed to be. And there's enough bad apples out there in the real world to reinforce that image. Hollywood, give us a break. Start showing these officers that we can respect and trust and have confidence in. That's the message that we need to be sending. And more of our officers need to be setting that good example by taking the moral leadership to be a role model for these young officers when it comes to things like character and being under authority.